Hello, my girls. Happy Monday. Again, same thing. Just give me a second. I know it doesn't look any different to you. My thoughts are like coming slow, but it makes me crazy because it's so dark. Oh, no, it's fine. I don't know why. Sorry, just really dark on this end. And I'm freezing. I'm always freezing. All right. I know this is kind of like impromptu. It was a decision I made at the last minute, but something that was like pulling me because I was listening to some people talk today. I was listening to something on an audio in the car yesterday, and then something I read this morning. So I felt like it was all three things kept popping up. And it made me like kind of think. That means like to mull over and think. And I decided, which I wasn't really planning on it, to jump in and talk to you for a minute or two or three. Not really long. I have to go to the orthodontist. Not me, but my daughter. So here's the thing. I'm going to hear I think the garage door in a second because my husband's leaving. I bet you can hear it. There it goes. Here's the thing. I want to talk about truth, and it might not be what you expect to hear. It's not what I expected to hear. I used to throw around the word toxic, T-O-X-I-C. Yeah. I used to throw that around all the time about, oh, she's toxic, or that relationship is toxic. And it was just like my word. I felt like it explained people that I wanted to keep at a distance and not be involved in my like little circle of my like positiveness. Like I wanted to keep them at bay. And then I kind of put it also in with energy, you know, that they suck my energy dry. When I'm finished with them, I just feel like I have nothing left. This is me. Okay, this is a personal thing that I felt over time. And going through what I've been learning, going to my own coach, having discussions, and progressing along I shouldn't go up this way because it's kind of like going this way. It's not like up or down, but going through my journey myself, I've learned some truths. And from hearing people talk about these toxic people today, like I said, what I read yesterday what I heard yesterday and what I read this morning, my old belief is that I needed to keep them out, like block myself, keep them out of my life. They don't have a space in my life. I want to stay positive. I want to surround myself with good people. And that is still true. That is all true, that my vibe, I'm very excited that it pulls in whoever's here, that we are very much connected. But here's the real truth. It's not my job to avoid them. If they're put in my path, then there's purpose. And that's where I kind of had it, I don't want to say wrong, but mistaken. Like there was a little mistake in there or my conception, I didn't understand what they were there for, that they had purpose, and they were actually a gift, as strange as it sounds, in my life. So if you feel that you're having people that are like that, you're coming across them and put in front of you, "Aw, thanks, hon," put in front of you that are, quote, toxic. I loved that word. It was like my buzzword for a long time for some reason. And that's why when I heard it again in like 2 days time all over the place, I'm like, I'm not going to let this one go. They're there for a reason. I have learned so much in these last 3 years from lessons from these people that before I would just avoid. Oh, I don't want them in my circle. I want to keep my energy like pure and good and strong. First of all, that's the other thing I want to say. Your energy is boundless. That's not even the sign for it. Like it doesn't end. It's never ending. And it's actually our job. So if any of you are like empaths, or feel that you're very open, maybe you don't actually label yourself that, but I totally get that, the life that I live, and also my son. I know people are like, oh, I feel exactly what they're feeling and all of that. Let me give you an example. Example, sorry. When I was driving up to my parents on Saturday, I was doing pretty good. I was listening to things and I was like filling my soul, my space with, like positive, I call it like my toolbox of how to go in with the right mindset. And as I almost approached coached. I was at my parents' house and I knew my sister was waiting for me. All of a sudden, I got overwhelmed and I started to feel teary-eyed and I started to well up and I'm saying, wait a minute, Jen, what is happening here? You're not sad. Things are okay. You're not worried. Why are you getting overwhelmed suddenly? And I've gotten better at focusing in on the fact that those feelings were not my own. I was already starting to, like, I know some of it might be far out for some of you, but I was already starting to, like, get lost. This is like to drop into, to get lost in, I don't know whose they were. I don't know if they were my dad's. I don't know if they were my sister's. I know they were overtired because they were awake all night long. I don't know. But I was able at this point in my journey to stop myself and say, these aren't mine. I'm okay right now, so I need to stop. And so as I was like, I'm literally driving through the gates, somebody's home, through the gates of my parents' condo, and I'm saying out loud a prayer asking for boundaries to keep me, my feelings in, to keep out other people's, so that I may keep working to the, the level or whatever, I don't know, my words were, that I could. And that was the truth. And I said it strong. I needed that. I asked for that. I wasn't asking for healing. I was asking for protection of my own boundaries and to keep me focused and centered on what I needed to do to be helpful to other people and to be helpful for myself. So those are really the two things. One, I know I see a lot of people, like self-help people on here. I've actually watched, it was like a live today that I watched someone talking about toxic people and how to know who they are and how to avoid them. And I think you know exactly who they are. It's not hard to figure out, thank you. It's not hard to figure out who they are. You're pretty smart. Like, this is smart. This is like, woo, woo, like really intelligent. It's kind of like an idiom in science. So you're like, you know, I know. You feel it. I mean, the women that are here are very open. But you don't need to avoid them. And that's the part that I didn't agree with. That's like to disagree when I was watching, it was on my lunch and I was watching a live. I'm like, no. That's where I'm allowed to disagree and you're allowed to disagree with me. I'm just giving you another perspective. Take it, mull it over, keep it, let it go, however you want to do with it. But this is what I've learned, that it was not my job to avoid them. It's my job to see what they're bringing in. Because whatever they are bringing in my presence is not about them. They're in hurt, they're in, turmoil. This is kind of like grief or agony. Obviously, we know, like our conscious mind knows that if however they're being, that toxicness, it's because of something that they don't know how to ask for help. They don't know the right way. And of course you want to protect yourself to not be abused or however you want to say it from someone else. But I'm just saying, when we feel like energy and we're like, oh no, I don't want them. Well, you may not be like hanging out and having dinner with them, but look at them and realize that something that's reflecting from you when you're seeing it, because it's not about them. It's about me. And that has been helpful. Like, why am I having a hard time with that? Or what is it bringing up in me? That's the gift. So if you continue to avoid them, I mean, you don't need to spend the weekend with them, but if you continue to avoid them, then you're missing huge lessons that were meant for you or meant for me. So that's really what I want to just give you, another perspective, that it does not have to be an all or nothing. There's purpose, and they are a gift, and they are a miracle. Once you can see what it is in you and why that is and what's happening, because when you cross over that bridge or whatever it is that you work through, however it is that you want to see it, then the next time you see them, or it might take a few times, it's not going to just be one time. I can see people who in the past really irritated me that now I look at and go, oh, I feel bad. Don't bother me in the least, because I cleared up what was bothering me. It was really about me, not them. So that's really it. It's just to think about that there's another perspective. It's not just escaping or avoiding. See what it is. What are they bringing to you? What knowledge are they bringing to you to move you further on your journey? And thank them. I mean, you don't have to say. Ooh, hold on. Somebody's opening the door. I'm going live right now.
Oh,
Can you give me 1 second? I'll look at your Staples. He went shopping at Staples. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Okay, tell your live friends I say hi.
My son says hi.
In sign language.
I am saying it in sign. I was like, whoa, it's gonna come there. I'm like right here. So that's it, whatever we're saying. Oh, I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you very much, Abby. I'm feeling very at peace, and I feel like there's so much to say thankful for you guys. Talked to Mom and Dad. They're not gonna have answers yet. It was supposed to be tomorrow. But that's been put off because there was a weekend in there, so they didn't even start like going through the testing, and then Thanksgiving is in there, so we probably won't have any answers now. They're saying until Friday. But that's okay. I made plans, and now my family's going to congregate at my parents' house. We're going to have Thanksgiving together. We can be close to Mom, even though she won't be home. We can go back and forth. So I just continue to live from gratitude. I know what it feels like to live in anxiety and panic. I did it for years, even when it wasn't something like this, and I don't want to live like that anymore. So every conversation, I just talked with her on the phone. I'm like, I'm present. I'm being present in that moment. Talk to my dad, present in that moment, and just enjoying everything. And enjoying that I don't have an answer yet, and I don't have to face anything that I may or may not have to. So I'm just enjoying the present. So thank you. And I want the same for you guys. I'm going to try to respond to each of your prayer requests that you asked for. I'm so happy that you trust us. And I know some of you have said, I don't talk about this with other people. That means more than anything, that this is a place of safety. You stay if it's good for you, you go if it's not. If it doesn't fit, never force anyone to stay, but I never would have imagined that this, I know people complain about like Facebook and internet. This is connect. I'm all of a sudden my brain fried. But to me, it's opened up the world of people I've talked to across the country. I just talked to Susan here today. We were talking kind of like business and different things, and it's so exciting to me. I have friends everywhere. I talked about you all as you're my friends. You are. Like as we talk about oneness, we are. So thank you. And I hope you're doing well, Abby. And I hope your little, I think it was your fur baby, your dog was not feeling well or something. So that's it. That's pretty much it. Now I know my kids are home. I got to go figure that out before we go off to the orthodontist. But one, don't avoid them. Don't avoid those toxic people. They're there for purpose. Use them. I mean, if they're going to be the way that they are, like, I'm going to use you. I'm going to figure out what I'm supposed to learn, how I'm going to move along, and you're going to help me. And two, you cannot use up your energy. There is no end. Yes, we get tired. We're human. We have our earthly bodies. But when we start thinking, oh, they've taken it all, we give it away. Have been battling related to this, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to learn from it. I feel like you are such. Aww. Let's see if I can get them more. Stacy, thank you. I'm reading yours. Thank you, Stacy. Honestly, I thank you so much, because it's really, and I mean, I'm starting to like now, all the posts that I'm putting out are either they're what there's coming to me when I'm reading or meditating, and I'm like, I felt like I had a message the other day that, yeah, it's fine to like repost again if something like connects with me, but I'm like, Jen, you have your own thoughts, and these are your women, meaning not mine, I don't own you, but my tribe, we connect, we're the same, so why won't I just share what I feel? And it always seems to be the same. So thank you. That's why when I posted yesterday, I'm like, oh, I'm being too selfish. I can't take all these prayers and not offer back, because you get what you give, and I truly mean that. And I think it was Sean that maybe when she had posted something about her family and asking, and I could feel that she was like, almost, Sean, if you're watching, almost felt bad that you were asking because I had put it out there. And I'm like, no way. The more we open, the more we ask, the more we get and we give. It just goes around. So I'm like, I need to put out there. I need you to put down there and ask for yourself. And that's the other thing. There's nothing wrong with putting your own name down there. If you feel like you're struggling, like Stacy, you're saying, I would put your name down there for our openness, or for this, that you find your, I would say right now, the prayer would be to open and to be made aware of, be able to hear, and to be able to be in what I call like not still, like a stillness that's quiet, to be in a stillness to find that answer. And that's a hard thing. Sometimes it takes us some time to, we want to race, everything's racing, but to get to that stillness, to get the answer. And that's my beginning of really, I'm getting a little bit better at meditating and being that quiet, and that it doesn't have to be perfectly quiet, but to open up and maybe just listening to something. It might be, I don't know, looking at your baby and looking, what a beautiful, that's a meditation of time, of sorts. So don't think it has to be like the conventional old way. It's whatever opens you up and allows you to feel in that peaceful, quiet moment. So thank you for sharing that, Stacy. That helps me a lot too. You like feed my soul, I swear. Okay, so don't avoid toxic, I hope. And you know what? Send me a message, Stacy. Maybe I can, if we connect like one-on-one. I know mostly I just do that with my one-on-one clients, but send me a message. There's no right or wrong way that I am working this. This is a people. This is a calling. I feel like I mean, yes, it's a job that I have as a coach, but I'm like, no, you cannot send me a question. Send me, maybe we can talk, one-on-one, so that you can find your way to find the answer. Not that I'm going to find it for you, but whatever that is that needs to get open so that you can find your answer. So that's my prayer for you. Thank you. I'm going to go now and run, and I feel so, I have like a cold that's starting, but I'm really fighting that. I'm saying I don't need it. And I think it's because I'm, just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Not terrible, but that's when my body starts to, break down. But I'm like, Jen, you don't need to be sick to get it gone. Evermaze is healing good. Nice. So, oh good, Abby. So keep that up. You can meditate for me, because I don't know if that's happening today. All right, so have a good night. It was always longer than I planned. I'm sure people turn on, they're like, oh my God, she's still talking. But I don't plan it out like with notes. I just know the feeling of what I'm saying. Okay? You're welcome, and thank you, Stacy. All right, so have a good night, guys. Oh, when I get back from the orthodontist with my daughter, I am going to put out, I just have to fix the coupon so that anyone who wants it can use the coupon. It's going to have an expiration date, I think, of next week, but that one is specifically more for any of you guys who have businesses, are selling, makeup or oils or fitness or whatever. That's for any of you, and that's helping get you through all of my 3 years of mistakes. So that has purpose. Move you along faster. All right, I haven't forgotten you. I'm just trying to fit it all in. Okay, so have a good night, and I will talk to you soon. I don't know what, but soon. Take care.